Don't eat the book. He only answers to potato. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Brandy. This is Brandy's Books with the shitty lighting now because that's my life. That's how my life is going. Anyway, so it's been a good 3+ months since my last video. Because, well, I moved to a whole nother state, you know, bought a freaking house, got these beautiful shelves, and I clearly didn't realize the lighting was so bad. But that's okay because it's winter and it's shitty outside. So, of course it is, and I am sparkling like a bitch today, apparently. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was gonna do. Right, okay, so I need some kind of content before everybody decides to just unsubscribe. In 3 months, it's a long enough break. I guilt tripped my husband into let me use his computer. Stop licking me! We got a puppy, and he licks any skin like that comes in contact with him. He does not care. He's obsessed with licking toes. Fresh bath toes, too. Anyway, so if you hear little somethings going on, it's probably him licking everything. It's not just skin. He licks everything. Need some content, and so I figured I'd just come up on here and just chat about some of the best books that I read in 2019. I guess it would help if I actually had them brought up. I will by no means go through and talk about every single book that I rated like 4 or 5 stars. These are just some of the books that meant the most to me, because I don't feel like going through. And then maybe I'll do another video of like the least favorite books, like maybe like 5, and like the reasoning why, you know, obviously. Okay, so the very first book that I gave a 5-star rating to was The Wicker King by Kayla Ancrum. And this book like spoke to me on such just a visceral level, like no joke. I saw myself in so many of the same, I guess, positions that that Jack and August found themselves in. And the story is really about 2 boys who they don't have like the best home life. They don't have the best parental figures or guardians in their lives. And you know, there's some other things that are going on. I guess you could say emotionally and mentally. I think that's just the same things. Anyway, I don't care. That need to be addressed. There's some things that happen. There's a really nice polyamorous relationship as well, that I really loved, and I love them 2 boys so much. Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. The consent. Why do I say consent? I don't know. The consent in this book was beautiful. I loved the story. It was sexy, and it was really sad too at one point. But it was just so lovely and such a just wonderful read. It is a contemporary romance, which I read very, very little of them. I think I read 3 in 2019. And yeah, this was one of them. So it was just a really, really good book. I don't really want to spoil it for anyone, so just go read it. I read Never Die by Rob J. Hayes. So this kid is given, I guess, the task of killing an emperor by the god of death, or a god of death. And he has to like go around and like get other people, samurai, I guess, heroes. He must find heroes. That's what he calls. And he like he picks people from other times. If that, I don't want to like do too much, but I personally think this would be a really good anime series if done right. I think it'd be really dull. Yeah, I really do. But I loved it. And one of the quotes said, "What starts with a whisper must end with a roar." And I don't know, I just found that really interesting, like, with the book, because like it starts off kind of slow and everyone's gathered together, then towards the end you're like, what the fuck is this, you know? Bright Reburn by Kiersten White. This is book 1 in the Conqueror Saga. I think I gave all 3 books in this series trilogy 5 stars. I'm pretty sure I gave them all 5 stars. If not, I'm really stupid for not doing it. This is like a Vlad the Impaler retelling, but with like Vlad being female. And shit fucking happens. So much shit happens. Like, my heart is still not okay with what happened in book 3, but I think she deserved so much more. And this bitch, she fucking fought, y'all. Like, she was not scared of nothing. And she just... Lotta was an amazing character to read. I loved her so much. I'm not saying she was all the time right. I'm not saying she did things the right way. I just spit. But she was just really amazing character to read. And I loved her in all 3 books. All right, so the second contemporary book that I read in 2019 was Pride by E.B. Zeboy, and I loved it so much. Oh my gosh. Just the culture that was, you know, spoken about and that we got to experience in the book was really, really beautiful. And we also get to see Zuri kind of struggle with, like, what's it called? With, like, trying to please others, especially her parents, but also trying to stay true to herself. I don't know if I'm butchering this for anybody, but this was just a really, really beautiful read, and it was really sad. It was really, really sweet. It was really good. Guys, I am glowing today. I don't know. Anyway, really, really, really good book. Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. Like, holy shit. For such a small book, it packed a huge punch. This woman gives up everything to go. I don't even remember a whole bunch about the story, but she just gives up so much to follow her dreams, and like some fucked up shit happens, and she, you know, she's trying to deal with the, like, what happens and like what's gonna happen to her, and like just there's just so much going on in this tiny little book. Like, it's so packed full of emotions, and I strongly suggest everyone give it a shot. I really, really do. It's a beautiful book. Like, you can visualize so much that happens. It's like you're there watching, and sometimes you feel like you are the character, and like you're doing the things that she's doing and experiencing, and it's just so beautiful. So Havocking by Joe Abercrombie made me cry because Yarvi was just a special, well, not special. He was just a precious little small being, and I loved him so much. And that boy needed some fucking friends. I know I said this before in a book. That poor boy, he needed some friends. And then when he got some, and some shit happened, and some shit happens, and then all of a sudden he's like thrust into like a position of power, like that he wasn't expecting to be in, really. And then some backstabbing bullshit happens, and like some a lot of near-death shit happens, and like a journey, and it's just really, really good. Loved it. I don't know why I haven't started the rest of the series, but it takes me so much longer to recover from like books that emotionally fucking wreck me, even if I loved them. You know, it's hard, y'all. The struggle is real. Last 2 books. So, Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. This was less of a adventure book, and it was more political, I would say. It was just really beautiful. I loved it. This woman she's the Empress. Like, some shit happens, and she's the Empress, and she knows full and well that her daddy didn't die a natural death, and she's like, look, we need to figure out what happens. And then, you know, as she gets closer to learning the truth, she really, really, really like begins to like think, maybe I shouldn't, but you know, it's just it's one of those things that it's like, have you ever been like eyeballing the last brownie? You know what I mean? The last brownie, triple chocolate brownie. And you're like, I've already eaten like alone. I've already eaten like quite a bit, you know, just by myself. Maybe I should just save it for somebody else. And you keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and then next thing you know, the pan's empty. That's what this book is to me. It was really, really good. Hi. So I really butchered the last book that I was talking about, and that book is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa, and it is about a kitsune, a half human half fox, yokai, I think. I don't know. Anyway, named Yumiko, who, like, she was abandoned at this temple, and the guys there raised her, and she learns that the temple houses a section of a scroll that, if brought together with the other 3 pieces, it grants the user, like, or grants the person who put them together a wish, or 3 wishes or something like that. And that would be a big no-no, because it seems a lot like the person who's looking for it is a very bad person. So that's not a good thing. So anyway, some very sad stuff happens, and Yumiko finds herself on an adventure with some really hot looking guys. And just, there's some secrets and some angst and some secret angst and some, like, a lot of, like, yokai and some treachery, and it was just a really, 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 really good book. And yeah, I loved the characters a lot. I loved the story. I've never read any of Kagawa's other works, so I have no idea, like, where her craft, started at from, but this was perfect. This was, like, amazing. This is another book that, if the other books in this series, like, go really well, I could really see this being adapted into a freaking anime. I would love that. I think I tweeted about Descendant of the Crane, Never Die, and Shadow of the Fox. Be like, hey, if animes ever come out, I might cream myself. So yeah, it's such a good book. And yeah, so that's it. Anyway, that is it for the books that I'm going to talk about that I read back in 2019. This is 2020. Time to just live my best reading life. Actually, last year was really damn good. I read like 215 books, maybe? Something like that. I don't know. We'll see how 2020 goes. Anyway, so that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.